In this tutorial, we are going to talk about creating HDR images in SimLab Composer. HDR images can be used as a very effective lighting method to your scene. It can also serve as a background image in your scene. Before you begin rendering the HDR image, you need to make sure that your scene is set properly, in terms of having suitable materials assigned to the objects and also having a proper lighting in the scene. Test out the scene using the real-time rendering in SimLab Composer. If you are satisfied with the rendering result, you can proceed with creating the HDR image. Switch to the Virtual Reality Workbench. From the 360 Image menu, click on Create VR Camera. A VR camera serves as a 360-degree camera that can capture the surrounding environment and store it in a panoramic image, so we need to set it at the center of the room to capture it evenly. From the 360-degree Image menu, select Output Settings, and in the Size section, set the size of the image to be as 2:1 ratio. It is also recommended to set it to a higher value than 2K to get a decent image quality. To start rendering the HDR image, from the 360-degree Image menu, select Fixed Rendering. Once you are satisfied with the quality of the 360-degree image, click on the Capture Image icon. Set the type of the image to be an HDR image, name the file, and then save it. To use the saved HDR image, simply click on Environment from the Object tree, and from the HDR tab, click on the HDR thumbnail. Now browse to the location where you saved the HDR image and open it. You can now render any scene using the HDR image you have just created. To add the HDR image to the Composer library, click on the Add icon in the library while the HDR category is activated. Type in a name for the HDR and click OK. A thumbnail with the HDR image has been saved in the library, and you can use the HDR from the library by simply dragging it onto the scene. Aside from creating HDR images that represent architectural scenes, you can also create HDR images that mimic studio lighting. You can easily place some spotlights or some objects with emitter materials around in a closed room and create HDR from that unique environment. SimLab Composer allows you to create HDR images from your scenes with very few steps. It gives you the ability to create high-quality lighting tools that you can customize and adjust quickly and with ease to fit your needs.